Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. Thank you guys for joining us on this Wednesday evening, and I hope you had a great 4th of July. The Hawks, the most boring team in the NBA, the only team to not make a free agency move so far this period. The only move that they've made was sending off John Collins to the Utah Jazz for essentially nothing. They have not gotten better this offseason. If anything, they have gotten worse. There's a few rumors surrounding him. One is Pascal Siakam. Now, I think a lot of this is more fans. Like, he's the one big star kind of that could be on the move this offseason outside of Damian Lillard. He's the most reasonable get, I would say, for the Hawks. The Hawks have had interest. The trade, it seems like they have interest, right? My only thing, and we've talked about this, is like it doesn't seem like there is a trade. Like, if you trade Dejounte Murray and give up more, give up Okongwu, give up Jalen Johnson, give up whatever first-round picks you have for Pascal Siakam, who said he's going to test free agency after the offseason. You basically then he leaves, you have nothing. You have gutted your entire roster. You have no draft picks, and you have Trae Young. And you know what happens then. I can tell you what happens. You trade Trae Young. There's literally only one move at that point. So it just doesn't seem like there's a feasible option. Even if you do trade for Pascal and you keep Dejounte Murray, you got the roster of all your depth, and you can't keep Dejounte and Pascal, who will both be free agents at the end of the year. You can't keep them both, so you have to pick one, and you don't really have much. And it's just like there's just nothing. I like Pascal as a player. He's one of the most underrated players in the league. I think he's a top 20 player. I think he'd be a good fit for Trae Young. He'd be a huge upgrade over John Collins. But I don't see a trade where they get Pascal and give into what the Raptors are asking for him, and they get better at it out of it. I just don't.
There's not not even talking about Pascal Siakam. There's not a lot of moves that just make sense for the Hawks, free agents or trades. I mean, they're just in a difficult spot right now. They're untying the messes they've made. They mishandled the John Collins situation completely. I have no faith in this team. I'm going to watch. I obviously love the Hawks, and I want them to succeed. I want Trae Young to bring a championship to Atlanta. But I just have no faith in whoever is running the show, whether it be Nick Ressler, Tony Ressler, Landry Fields, Kyle Korver, Quinn Snyder. I'm sure Snyder's got, a certain amount of leeway in the building. I don't know who's leading this team. Frankly, I don't know why Quinn Snyder took this job. Like, I have no idea why he'd want it, especially in the middle of his season where I don't know how they get better. It doesn't feel like this team feels like it's just going to be, for the next 5 years, playoff and then done, first round, second round exit. And then it's,
well, done. Yeah, they're in the exact same spot that they were with, Al Horford and Paul Millsap and those guys. They're a treadmill team. Yeah. They're good enough to compete. And it's the worst thing you can be in the NBA. And there's a lot of teams out there. I mean, this is what Washington, the Wizards were for years. And they finally just said, after years of being the 10 seed and barely missing the playoffs, but not enough to get the number one pick, they finally said, screw it. We'll give Bradley Beal away. We'll give Kristaps Porzingis away. We want to be as bad as humanly possible and get a top pick and move on from this thing. Because it is literally, it's the definition of hell in the NBA. It is being a treadmill team where you're good enough to compete. You're good enough to get an 8 seed. Maybe you win a playoff game. Your fans are like, can we get over the top? Can we do this? But you really can't. You don't have the financial ramifications to make any big moves, make any splashes, and get towards the top of the league. But you don't want to tank because you have a superstar in Trae Young, and he's good enough to win you 40 games. And you're just like, it's hell. I mean, like if there is an NBA hell, it is what the Hawks have been for my entire lifetime. We have been a treadmill team for my entire life since 2007. Outside of 1 year and 2021 when we made the Eastern Conference Finals and we actually had a chance to get to the finals. Outside of 1 year in my entire life, we have been a treadmill team, and it's hell. And you're seeing the Hawks, and I don't care who it is. We're at the point where you made the Dejounte move. It's almost a sunk cost at this time because you have nowhere else to get better. It wasn't the right move. It wasn't the right all-in move. I think we know that now. And now you're just like, what do we do? What do we do? And there's not a lot of places to go because unless you want to trade Trae Young and just blow it all up. So, and we'll get into another thing. Grant Williams, he's been rumored. The Hawks have interests. Woo! Grant Williams. Woo! Really excited, man. Really excited for Grant Williams to come. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to ensure we get the 8th seed. He's going to give us a little bit of hope. He's going to make sure we get to game 7 against the Celtics. And we're going to be like, we're right there. But we're not. We're nowhere close. We're in hell.
I like the idea of actually adding Grant Williams just because of his skill set. He's a dog, defensively, and he can knock down threes, and that's what the Hawks need. But he's a restricted free agent. The Celtics can match whatever offer the Hawks give him, which is, the mid-level exceptions around $12 million. And the Celtics would be fools not to do that and then trade him. And that's what they think they want to do is sign and trade. And they're asking a first-round pick. And though I think Grant Williams would fit nicely with what we need and more of a consolidation move, we'd have to free up minutes somehow. Which he's not worth a first round pick, but somebody's going to give the Celtics a first round pick somehow because they're the Celtics, and I don't get it. They always
get 3 for him. They're like, oh, Brad Stevens, oh, we need to give you 3. Oh, you want 1? We give you 3. I don't know. That's why I say the NBA is rigged.
It is
LA
rigged.
And Boston and Phoenix and wherever the stars go, you can trade for anyone for free. You can have them for free. And guess what? This is all going to end 2 years from now. I'm already speaking it into existence. We're going to struggle. The Trae Young narrative that he's can never be on a winner is going to continue, even though it's not his fault at all. We all know how good Trae Young is, and we're going to sell him for a measly couple of second rounders to some to some team in Golden State or something. Like it's already happening. Like you can already see it. The writing is on the wall, man.
Yeah. Why would Quinn Snyder take this job? Like this is a dumpster fire.
Especially since look at how many jobs opened up. Like he could have gone to Philly, Milwaukee. He could have coached any championship roster. He would have been one of the hottest commodities. I mean, hell, if Doc Rivers is still getting interest from competing teams, Quinn Snyder would have gotten a job by one of them immediately. Doc Rivers is the most overrated bum of a head coach of all time. He won 1 title with one of the most loaded super teams we've ever seen before super teams were even a thing. And he needed 7 games in every series to win. 7 games. 7 games against the Hawks. The 8 seed Hawks, he needs 7 games. It's rough. It's rough going, man.
Being a Hawks fan,
it's rough because I don't see anyway. I mean, and it shocks me how many people on Twitter will talk about the Hawks nonstop and create these mental gymnastics. We could do this and this and this and this, and I'm like, guess what? We're not gonna do because they're not gonna do it, and it's not gonna work. And even if they were and it was a good move, it's the Hawks. We're not gonna do it. We don't do good moves. We don't do smart things. That's not what we're here for. We're supposed to be the laughing stock. We're the Hawks. Adam Silver doesn't let that happen. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk about Liberty Media splitting the Atlanta Braves into their own company.